Hi there, this is Jodie from Simple-Minded.life, and in today's video I thought I would share 5 changes that I'm making in my life to enjoy more of life's simple pleasures. So right before the pandemic started, we had already made the decision to move from the big city of Atlanta to small town South Carolina to be closer to family, to be able to do more outdoor activities like enjoy the pleasure of gardening and having a yard to take care of. Not that we couldn't do these things in Atlanta, but I think the main driving factor between the move here to South Carolina was to be closer to family and just to overall have a slower pace of life. And for me, that decision really did rest on a desire of wanting to enjoy more of life's simple pleasures. And I think the best way to have that experience is to be able to slow down and to have an environment that supports that. So without further ado, let's dive into my 5 tips for enjoying more of life's simple pleasures. All right, so this first change is super simple, and it's simply that I am trying to get outside in nature more often and take walks, and not kind of like the power walks for exercise that I used to take in Atlanta. I mean like a slow neighborhood walk where I take my time and I notice the weather, I notice the trees. I guess I would say it's a more mindful walk where I'm taking the time to actually observe and appreciate the world around me. Now, this does not have to be a super long walk. Many days I only have about 10 minutes to take a walk around the block, but it's still enough time. I've kind of figured out what my routes are that I can take in my neighborhood depending on the amount of time that I have for my walk. But even with 10 minutes, it's enough time to kind of totally allow yourself to get distracted with all those things that are going on in your mind and just really enjoy nature and enjoy the world around you. And this is especially wonderful throughout the different times and seasons of the year to kind of take it all in and notice what's going on, the subtle changes, like I said, with the trees, flowers that are blooming, and just the little critters and animals that we see out in nature. I tell you, there are some busy squirrels around here right now. They are busy burying their nuts for winter. It's kind of amusing to watch. And the second change I'm making is just trying to stick more to a set schedule, and not so much a set schedule because you have to for work. I guess I'm speaking more to the practice of developing a routine or ritual for doing certain tasks. There are tasks that you have to do on a daily basis, and instead of just kind of randomly doing them when you think about them, at least for me, just getting that routine or ritual down, it just becomes more automatic, and in a way I feel like it's freeing me up and providing that space to be able to focus my energies on other things. And also I'm finding that it's becoming more habit, so I'm not having to think about it, so there's less stress there. So think about some things that you do on a daily basis other than just a set time to wake up to or to go to bed, and try and just set a time that you do whatever that task is, either on a daily or weekly basis, depending on the task. And at least for me, it really is freeing up that space, which is what I think all of this, which is one of the main goals of living more simply and more slowly. All right, and the third change I'm making, which is a pretty big change, and it's one of the main changes it's one of the main reasons that we made the move here, is I'm starting a garden. And I can't tell you the pleasure that has been bringing me. And I've been trying to grow and start as many things from seed as possible. And I've had pets. If you have pets, there's a certain satisfaction that comes from tending and caring for that pet. And I guess I get the same experience from tending and caring for house plants as well, but for me it's just a whole another level when you factor in taking these small seeds from a packet and watching them grow, and then being able to take that plant that is grown and actually eat it. I just love that whole cycle, and it just is bringing so much pleasure. And oh my God, you guys, anything that you're able to grow in your garden is going to taste so much better than anything you can buy at the store. And I will say, this is one thing that you don't have to move out to the country to be able to do. It does affect how much you're able to grow, but even if you live in an apartment or a small space, you still have the opportunity there to grow something and to enjoy this process. When we still lived in Atlanta, in our townhome, we had lots of sliding kind of Juliet style balconies with sliding doors, and I had window boxes on those, and I was able to grow lots of herbs, Swiss chard, I grew kale. So even with a small space like that, with just some hanging window boxes, basically you can still experience the pleasure of growing some of your own food and having a garden, even with a small space. All right, and the fourth change I'm making is to try and incorporate moments of mindfulness and intention more often in my day. And this kind of goes back to the second change of keeping a set schedule. I don't know, for me, in combination with having that schedule, especially for mundane tasks like doing laundry or washing dishes or making up your bed, tidying up, any of those type things that often we can become, that oftentimes we can come to dread. If you can approach them from a place of mindfulness and just being in the moment and appreciating the texture of the clothes as you're folding them, or appreciating what you own and the possessions that you have while you are tidying up. Just this simple mindset shift can be enough to turn a mundane activity that has the potential to cause you stress and have negative feelings. Just that simple switch can turn it into something that you actually enjoy, that makes you appreciate your life more, and that really can bring more pleasure to your life. And some of you might be thinking, oh, all right, come on now, Jodie, making up my bed and tidying is going to bring me pleasure. But it really is, it's a mindset shift, and if you can make that shift, you're going to have more moments of pleasure throughout the day, and just overall you're going to feel better, and you're going to live a happier life. Sounds kind of cynical, not cynical, it sounds kind of like too good to be true, but that's definitely one of my goals with this channel and with my blog, simpleminded.life. And that's really the main kind of idea and concept behind my name, Simple Minded, is that some of these things are really so simple that we take them for granted easily, but they have so much, there's just so much power in these simple things. So I encourage you to make that mindset shift and just look at all of these things and the things that you go through on a daily basis from a different perspective. All right, and the fifth change that I am making to bring more simple pleasures into my life is I'm trying to make more time or take more opportunities to connect with family and friends. And this is something I think I had to do, and a lot of us had to do out of necessity during the pandemic in this last year. Since we weren't able to see people in person, it has forced us to turn to FaceTime calls and video chats and things like that. And I think that's actually been a really good thing. And even though we're able to see each other in person more often now, it's a habit that I've kind of kept up. So for example, during dinner or during breakfast, I've been taking the opportunity to call a friend or call a family member on FaceTime and enjoy breakfast with them. Just once again, a simple thing can have a huge impact and really can go a long way to bringing more of those simple pleasures into our daily lives. All right, so there you have it. Those are 5 simple changes that I've been making to enjoy more of life's simple pleasures. If you have your own tips or ideas for things that you've been doing, I would love to hear those in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. And yeah, that's all for today. I hope you have a wonderful one. That's all for now. Goodbye. Hey.